At 3:14 a.m., a leaked medical report surfaced from an undisclosed private facility in Atlanta, and it confirms our absolute worst fears. King Harris is currently fighting for his life on a ventilator. After a targeted, high-level ambush inside the county lockup, insiders are calling this a message in blood. And that message came directly from the affiliates of the most dangerous man in the industry, 50 Cent. We've just obtained grainy footage of the aftermath, and the sight of T.I. collapsing outside the ICU is enough to tell you that the Harris dynasty is at its breaking point. But was this a random jailhouse scuffle or a cold-blooded execution order? Stay tuned, because what King whispered to a nurse just seconds before losing consciousness will change everything you thought you knew about this feud. To truly understand how we reached this bloody midnight in Atlanta, you have to peel back the layers of a feud that was destined to explode. This wasn't just a random prison scuffle. This was a collision course written in deleted Instagram posts and fueled by a decade of pride. For over 15 years, Clifford T.I. Harris and Curtis 50 Cent Jackson have been circling each other like sharks in the deep. From the Versus battle that T.I. begged for and 50 Cent laughed off, to the constant subliminal jabs about who truly owns the culture, the tension was always a powder keg. T.I., the king of the South, built an empire on trap music and family values. Meanwhile, 50 Cent, the king of petty, built his empire on the literal destruction of his rivals. But then, enter Clifford King Harris III. Young, defiant, and desperate to prove he's standing on business, King didn't just follow in his father's footsteps. He jumped headfirst into his father's wars. The 20-year-old heir to the Harris legacy has spent the last 2 years spiraling. We saw the Waffle House tirade. We saw him screaming at his parents at a Falcons game. We saw him trying to outgangster the very streets his father worked so hard to escape. But King's biggest mistake? He forgot the first rule of the jungle. Never poke the bear in New York. The disrespect that signed the death warrant. The turning point happened just weeks ago. When 50 Cent posted a meme mocking King's mother, Tiny, the young rapper, did the unthinkable. He didn't just drop a diss track. He went on Instagram Live and crossed the ultimate red line. King Harris insulted 50 Cent's deceased mother, Sabrina Jackson. In the underworld of hip-hop, that is a signed death warrant. You don't mention the dead. You don't bring mothers into a beef with a man who survived 9 bullets. 50 Cent's response wasn't a rant. It was a chilling silence. He simply posted a single emoji on his page. A clock. Hourglass not done, the countdown had begun, and the world was just waiting to see when the alarm would go off. When King was picked up on those recent charges in Dunwoody, he walked into the Fulton County Jail with his chest out. He thought his father's name was a bulletproof vest. He thought his king status meant he was untouchable behind those gray walls. But what King didn't realize was that inside that facility, the name Harris doesn't mean royalty, it means a target. While T.I. was busy hiring the best lawyers money can buy, 50 Cent's G-Unit associates were reportedly already inside, drawing a map of the jail's blind spots. Every resource King ever had, the million-dollar cars, the security teams, the private chefs, vanished the second the heavy iron door slammed shut. He was no longer a celebrity. He was prey. And as we now know from leaked internal memos, the accident that left King fighting for his life was orchestrated before he even stepped foot in that cell. This wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. The streets of Atlanta are whispering that a high-level meeting took place in a Queens basement just 48 hours before King's arrest. The order was simple: humble the prince. But it seems the soldiers went much further than humbling. As T.I. sits in that hospital waiting room, his head in his hands, he's not just mourning his son's injuries. He's mourning the realization that his own past has come back to haunt his blood. The King of the South is watching his empire crumble in the ICU, while 50 Cent remains eerie quiet. But wait, because what the police found in the pocket of King's bloody jumpsuit, it wasn't a weapon. It was something far more terrifying. A message that proves this hit wasn't just about a meme, it was about a debt that could only be paid in life. Let's get into the chilling, bone-harrowing details that the mainstream media is too terrified to report. This isn't just a prison scuffle. This was a calculated, military-style execution attempt. According to a high-level whistleblower inside the Fulton County Jail, a guard who spoke to us under the strict condition of total anonymity, the nightmare began during a scheduled power outage in the high-security Block C. At exactly 11:45 p.m. on Monday night, the hum of the prison's generators suddenly died. The heavy iron corridors were plunged into a pitch-black, suffocating silence. There was no backup lighting. There were no guards patrolling the tier. And most importantly, every single security camera in that wing mysteriously glitched at the exact same moment. Witnesses from neighboring cells claim they heard the sound of heavy, rhythmic footsteps, not the soft shuffle of inmates, but the confident stride of men on a mission. King Harris, who had been reportedly talking tough to the inmates all evening, thinking his father's fame was a physical shield, was about to find out that in the dark, everyone bleeds the same color. The cell door didn't just open, it was unlocked. Four massive figures, allegedly high-ranking G-Unit associates who had been transferred to that specific block just 24 hours prior, entered King's tiny living space. They didn't use shivs or makeshift knives. They didn't want him to die quickly. They wanted him to feel the disrespect he had shown on social media. For 6 agonizing minutes, King Harris was systematically dismantled. The whistleblower describes hearing muffled screams and the sickening thud of fists hitting bone. They didn't just beat him. They tried to erase the Prince of Atlanta's face. When the lights finally flickered back on, the scene was a bloodbath. King was found unresponsive, curled in a fetal position in the corner of a cell, his designer jumpsuit soaked in crimson. But here is where it gets truly disturbing. As the medical team rushed to revive the 20-year-old, they found a strange object clutched in his left hand. It wasn't a weapon. It was a single, crumpled candy shop lollipop wrapper. A cold, calculated calling card from the south side of Queens. A silent message that 50 Cent's reach isn't just global, it's internal, the betrayal from within. As T.I. received the frantic call from the warden, he wasn't just hit with the news of the attack. He was hit with a betrayal that has left him questioning his entire inner circle. You see, King Harris wasn't supposed to be in Block C. He was supposed to be in protective custody, a deal T.I. had reportedly paid 6 figures to secure through a private intermediary. The first twist? The intermediary was a double agent. Leaked encrypted messages obtained by our investigative team suggest that the very person T.I. trusted to keep his son safe was the one who sold the key to the G-Unit affiliates. The messages, sent through a burner app, simply read, "The prince is in the cage. Lights out at midnight. Do your thing." T.I. reportedly went into a blind, uncontrollable rage in the hospital lobby when he realized he had accidentally funded his own son's hit. He was seen clutching his head, screaming at his security team, "Who sold us out? Who did it?" But the answer was already standing right next to him. We have also obtained a 10-second audio clip allegedly recorded by an inmate in the cell next door. In the background of the chaos, you can hear one of the attackers whispering a chilling message into King's ear as he gasped for air. "This is for Sabrina. Tell your daddy the debt is still open." The escalation. As the ambulance raced toward the trauma center, another shocking detail surfaced. The ambulance was reportedly followed by 2 blacked-out SUVs with New York plates. They weren't there to help. They were there to make sure the job was finished. T.I. had to personally call in a private tactical team just to secure the hospital perimeter. This isn't just hip-hop beef anymore. This is a war of the worlds. 50 Cent's silence on Instagram is the most terrifying part of all. While T.I. is losing his mind, 50 is reportedly at a private party in Miami, laughing and posting clips of his show Power, specifically the scenes where rats and loudmouths get dealt with behind bars. King Harris is currently in a medically induced coma. His brain is swelling, and his family is praying for a miracle. But the question everyone is asking is, who is the mole? Who is the person T.I. called his brother, who handed King over to the wolves on a silver platter? The betrayal is deeper than blood, and as we go to the next section, you won't believe who was spotted on the jail's visitor log just 1 hour before the lights went out. As the news of the midnight ambush broke, Atlanta didn't just wake up. It went into a state of total, unadulterated emergency. Within 2 hours of King Harris being rushed into the Level 1 trauma center, the hospital was swarmed. But it wasn't just fans with prayer candles. The perimeter was suddenly surrounded by a fleet of blacked-out SUVs with tinted windows and out-of-state plates. The air was thick with the scent of a coming war, and the tension was a physical weight on everyone's chest. On X, formerly Twitter, the hashtag Pray for King Harris was trending globally, but it was quickly overtaken by a much darker, more sinister tag, hashtag the price of disrespect. Thousands of users began circulating a grainy, 5-second cell phone clip, allegedly filmed by a hospital janitor, showing King being wheeled out of the ambulance. He looked lifeless. His head was wrapped in heavy gauze, soaked through with deep crimson. His mother, Tiny, posted a single, haunting black square on Instagram with a caption that shattered the internet. "My baby, please God, not like this." The pain was raw, but the internet's judgment was even rawer. The GPS leak. But here is where the story takes a turn so sharp it'll give you whiplash. Our investigative team has just received a leaked screenshot of a GPS tracking log from King Harris's own phone, the one that was supposed to be in police evidence. The log shows that 48 hours before the arrest, King's phone was stationary at a high-end recording studio in Atlanta. The second twist? He wasn't alone. The GPS data of another phone was pinging in the exact same room for 3 hours. That phone belongs to a prominent member of T.I.'s Grand Hustle roster, someone King called Uncle. The implication is shattering. King Harris wasn't just caught by the police. He was funneled into that traffic stop. He was set up by someone who knew his exact route, his exact mood, and exactly what was in his car. The industry reaction has been a mixture of horror and cold silence. Rick Ross reportedly posted a cryptic, deleted story saying, "The game is getting too cold. You can't trust the ones who eat at your table." Meanwhile, 50 Cent's social media has been terrifyingly active. He didn't post a statement. He didn't offer condolences. Instead, he posted a series of clips from his hit show Power, specifically the scenes where a character is set up by his own family. He isn't saying he did it, he's showing us how it was done. Back at the hospital, the situation escalated into a full-blown standoff. T.I. was spotted by witnesses in the lobby, reportedly in a blind rage, screaming at his security detail, "I know it was one of y'all. Who talked?" He was seen clutching a printout of the jail's visitor log from the hour before the power outage. And the name at the very top? A pseudonym linked to a shell company in Queens. The medical crisis. Then came the cliffhanger that has the world gasping for air. A nurse at the facility, risking her career to speak to us, revealed that King Harris's heart stopped twice in the early hours of the morning. She claimed that during a brief, flickering moment of semi-consciousness, King grabbed her arm. His eyes were wide with a terror she had never seen before. He didn't ask for his dad. He didn't ask for his mom. He whispered a single name, the name of the very uncle whose phone was pinging with his 2 days ago. The final reveal of the section, but it gets worse. As T.I. was being escorted out of the ICU to calm down, he received an anonymous airdrop on his iPhone. It was a photo of his son's hospital room door, taken from the hallway, just minutes prior. The caption read, "ICU stands for ICU." The message was clear. The hit wasn't over. The jail was just the beginning. The attackers aren't finished until the Prince of Atlanta is erased permanently. The traitor isn't hiding in New York. He is standing in the hospital hallway, wearing a Grand Hustle hoodie and waiting for the guards to change shifts. Is King Harris even safe in his own city? Or has the Harris empire been infiltrated so deeply that there is nowhere left to hide? The vitals are dropping, the monitors are flatlining, and we've just been told that T.I. has officially called for all-out war on the streets of Atlanta. But how do you fight an enemy that sleeps in your own house? The digital world didn't just react to the news of King Harris's condition, it exploded into 1,000 different pieces. As the hashtag Pray for King Harris battle it out with hashtag the price of disrespect, the internet has become a toxic battlefield of loyalty, betrayal, and cold-hearted judgment. On TikTok and Instagram, the Harris loyalists are in a state of mourning and fury. One viral video, already at 10 million views, shows a fan outside the Atlanta hospital, tearfully screaming, "He's just a kid." 50 Cent is a 50-year-old mogul. Why is he sending hits to a jail cell? The comment section is a war zone. One top comment with 50,000 likes reads, "If King doesn't make it, Atlanta will never forgive 50. This isn't rap anymore. This is a tragedy." But on the flip side, the G-Unit soldiers are being brutally unsympathetic. They're pointing to King's own words, his MS, Jackson diss tracks, and the t-shirt he wore with 50 Cent's late mother's face on it. The narrative in this camp is simple. You don't play with the dead. King thought he was a gangster until he met real ones. Industry heavyweights weigh in. The hip-hop industry itself is paralyzed. We've received reports that Boozy Badass reportedly went on a cryptic, emotional rant on IG Live before suddenly deleting it, where he was heard saying, "This T done went too far. I told Tip to get that boy off the ledge." Even Rick Ross, a longtime rival of 50 Cent, posted a single emoji of a prayer hand followed by a lion, a clear nod to T.I. standing strong for his cub. But it's the silence that is the most deafening. Gucci Mane, who has his own history with 50, has stayed eerily quiet, leading some to speculate that he knows more about the internal Atlanta politics than he's letting on. Mainstream outlets like TMZ and Fox 5 Atlanta have set up permanent camps outside the hospital. Every time a black SUV enters or exits the parking lot, the live feeds go crazy. Rumors are circulating that Tiny Harris is preparing to go on a major talk show to reveal every dirty secret 50 Cent used to dismantle their family. The media isn't just reporting the news. They're fueling a fire that is threatening to consume everyone involved. Perhaps the most shocking reaction came from Charleston White, who reportedly laughed during a stream, saying, "Why all crying? He wanted to stand on business, right? Well, business just came to collect." This comment sparked an immediate backlash, with T.I.'s associates reportedly issuing a ban on Charleston in the city of Atlanta. The world is divided. Half the community sees a young man who made a mistake, while the other half sees a reckless crash-out who finally hit a wall he couldn't break. But as the celebrities post their emojis and the fans argue in the comments, the real drama is unfolding in the shadows of the hospital's VIP wing. Because while the public is looking at 50 Cent, the real monster might be the one holding the hospital door open for the nurses. Is the industry reacting to a murder or a sacrifice? The line is blurring and the clock is ticking. As the clock struck 4:45 a.m., the atmosphere inside Atlanta's North Side hospital shifted from a medical crisis to a scene out of a high-stakes espionage thriller. The doctors had just finished a grueling 3-hour surgery to relieve the pressure on King Harris's brain, and for a fleeting moment, the vitals on the monitor stabilized. But that stability was a lie, a calm before a storm that is currently tearing the Harris family apart. While T.I. was reportedly in the hospital chapel, praying for a miracle, the hospital's high-security VIP wing suffered a technical blackout. For exactly 120 seconds, the magnetic locks on the ICU doors failed. Security footage, which we have exclusively obtained a description of, shows a figure in a deep, black tactical hoodie walking calmly past the nurse's station. This wasn't an inmate. This wasn't a street soldier. This person moved with the clinical precision of a professional. The figure entered King's room, and for 2 minutes, the monitor flatlined. The nurses rushed in only to find the room empty of the intruder, but King's 4-drip had been tampered with. A foreign, clear substance was found in the tube, something the lab is currently rushing to identify. But that isn't even the shocking part. As T.I. rushed back to the room, his phone buzzed with a FaceTime call from an unknown number. When he answered, he didn't see 50 Cent. He didn't see a masked attacker. He saw a live video feed of his own house. The camera panned across the Harris estate, showing the security guards unconscious on the lawn. The intruder wasn't just in the hospital, they were in T.I.'s sanctuary. And then a voice, distorted and digital, whispered, "The prince was just the down payment. Tip. The king is the final installment. The ultimate revelation. But here is the twist that will leave you breathless." As the police began reviewing the hospital's visitor log from 48 hours prior, they found a name that shouldn't be there. A name that belongs to a person everyone thought was dead. Or at least long gone from the industry. The fingerprint on King's hospital bed rail matched a cold case from 2004, a person linked to the original Black Mafia family, the MF, who had a blood debt with T.I. before King was even born. The realization hit the internet like an earthquake. 50 Cent wasn't the mastermind. He was the distraction. 50 Cent's memes and disses were a smokescreen to keep T.I.'s eyes on New York, while the real enemy, the ghost of the South, crept up from the shadows of T.I.'s own past to reclaim a debt that money can't settle. As we record this, King Harris has just been moved to an undisclosed military location for his own safety. T.I. has gone completely dark. No Instagram, no statements, no music. But just 10 minutes ago, 50 Cent posted a final, chilling image. A photo of a chessboard where the king has been knocked over by a piece that isn't even on the board. The caption? "I told y'all. I'm just the narrator. The streets wrote the script." Is King Harris actually going to wake up? Or is the person standing over his bed right now someone we all know and trust? And what is the ghost of the South planning for T.I. when the sun goes down tonight? The hospital is on lockdown, the streets of Atlanta are a ghost town, and the next update, well, it might be the last one we ever get. Stay tuned, because the war hasn't just begun. It's already been won by someone we never saw coming. This is a war for the soul of Atlanta, and we are right in the trenches. But we need to hear from you. Is 50 Cent really just a distraction? Or is he the one pulling the strings from the shadows? And that uncle in the Grand Hustle camp, who do you think is the real traitor? Drop your theories in the comments right now. The most chilling theory will be featured in our next update. If you want to see the exclusive thermal footage from the hospital blackout and get the first alert on King's condition, you must hit that subscribe button and smash the bell icon bell. We are dropping the identity of the ghost of the South in exactly 3 hours. Don't be the one left in the dark. Like this video to show the Harris family we're watching, and share this everywhere. The truth is coming, and it's going to break the internet. See you in the next one.